and welcome to Premier Complex Gymnastics. We are here for our pre-season test meet, so we want to thank you all for coming. Welcome our gymnasts, and we will begin today a little differently. We're going to start with the national anthem. So please stand as you're able. Take off your headgear and face the flag.
Did you want me to play that, Frank?
Okay, we are going to have gymnasts move to that they're actually already in the areas of their first rotation. Competing in the first rotation are going to be the wind and fire teams. And at this time, we'll start the 10-minute time warm-up. So those gymnasts can begin. At that same time, we're going to ask our senior gymnasts to join us up on stage. And we're going to take just a second to recognize them and all of the time that they've put in here at Premier Complex. We're going to start in just 1 second. There's someone waiting for the camera.
Are we doing the videos now?
Okay, we're going to take just a second this morning to recognize our seniors while the warm-up is going on. Our first senior gymnast is Lexi Griffin. So Lexi, step forward. Her parents are Brad and Jackie Griffin, and she is a senior at Green High School. Her future plans are to go to college at UW Eau Claire for healthcare administration. Lexi's activities other than the time she spends here at Premier Complex are golf, FPLA, working at Quick Trip, and fishing. A few fun facts about Lexi. She prefers beaches over mountains. She'll take her coffee iced, and she definitely is a Snapchat girl or Instagram. I asked Lexi if she had a personal margin song, and she wasn't sure about that, but she knew it would have a sick face. Lexi's favorite event is the beam, and when I asked Lexi about her fondest memory of gymnastics, she said that it was in 2018 at their state championship meet. The entire team thought they were getting second place, so when they announced the second place team, they all stood up. To their surprise, it wasn't them. Her team took first place and they were all shocked. The advice Lexi leaves for younger gymnasts is stick to it. It might be challenging at times, but it's totally worth it in the end. So a round of applause and many thanks to Lexi for her time. The next senior we are going to recognize is Maddie Hahn. Maddie's parents are Chris and Casey Hahn, and she is also a senior at Amory High School. Her future plans are to attend the University of Minnesota Mankato for nursing with hopes of becoming a pediatric nurse practitioner. Maddie's other activities are coaching her premier complex gymnastics, being a member of the Amory varsity track team, and going to school. Some fun facts about Maddie. You will find her on the beach with Lexi. She also takes her coffee iced, and she's going to be on Snapchat as well. I asked Maddie if she had a personal marching song, and she said she just loves any song, so that's fine. When I asked Maddie about her fondest memory of gymnastics, she said it was getting her highest floor score she ever received in her career at her home gymnastics meet, where she scored a 9.3 on the floor. Maddie leaves this advice for younger gymnasts. Although it may be difficult at times, enjoy every moment of your gymnastics career, because before you know it, you will be at your last meet. Many, many thanks to Maddie for all of her time here as both a gymnast and a coach. And last but certainly not least, our other senior gymnast is Ella Williamson. Ella's parents are Jeremy and Aaron Williamson, and she is also a senior at Amory High School. Her future plans are to go to college at UW-Eau Claire for special education. Ella's other activities include cross-country, FFA, choir, band, 4-H, Spanish club, and kinship. A few fun facts about Ella. This girl's going to be in the mountain, hitting the trails and hiking. She's going to take her iced coffee with her, and she's snapping with Lexi and Maddie. I asked Ella if she had a personal marching song, and she said, "Ain't nothing gonna break my stride." Ella's favorite event is the vault. When I asked Ella about her fondest memory from gymnastics so far, she said that. Good for you, Ella. It was when her premier complex gymnastics fire team won the state meet. They grew a lot as a team together, and it made them even closer to win and lose together. Ella leaves this advice for our younger gymnasts. Always work hard, give it everything you have, and you will be unstoppable. So a big round of applause for Ella and everything she has. One more big huge round of applause for these three ladies and our seniors as they begin their senior season, and I made it through this without crying.
beam in for. Okay. That's fancy. We're still muted? We're still muted? Okay. I'm just talking into this right here.
If you feel the need to talk, you might want to say who's where, because we can't see. Like who's on the phone, who's on the phone.
Can't tell you who needs to do.
Right.
I can do some jumping.
I have to plug them in.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to Premier Complex Gymnastics. This morning, our preseason test meet is underway, and we have competing on the beam right now the fire team, and on the floor would be our wind team. Premier Complex Gymnastics also has two other teams competing this morning. They're warming up on the bars and vault, and those are our ice and summit teams. So Premier Complex Gymnastics actually started its program in community ed in Amory back in 2001, and the gym here in Clear Lake was opened in 2007 when the gymnasts were looking for an opportunity to come and compete. At that time, actually, the program here at Premier Complex in the Clear Lake Community Center was back in the southeast corner of the building, which was actually the tech ed area, I believe, the shop area. Now, Premier Complex is actually representing athletes from 7 area school districts, to include the school district of Amory's, New Richmond, Clear Lake, Clayton, Cumberland, Somerset, Turtle Lake, Glenwood City, Osceola, and Baldwin. So the wind team is competing on the floor, and the gymnasts that will be competing for the wind team today are Ashlyn Groskowitz, Elizabeth DeRozier, JC Earlbeck, Kylie Munson, Liberty Andrews, Lily Steen, and Liliana Colombo. Competing today for the fire team, that is the team that is competing on the beam, is Charlie Juliff, Cora Voltz, Bella Becker, Carly Heimbuck, Cora Loderman, Lila Stone, Macy Grosskritz, Olivia Koresh, Riley Schwartz, and Whitney Wolf. So our meet today is being done in what's called a Capital Cup format. There's either a Capital Cup format or a traditional format. What Capital Cup means is that the gymnasts will go and warm up an event, and then they will move right into competing it. In a traditional format, gymnasts would warm up all of the events and then compete them in the order. The Olympic format for gymnastics events to be competed would be first competing on the vault, then the uneven bars, balance beam, and ending on floor exercise. But obviously we are doing, like I said, a preseason warm-up meet and kind of testing our protocols as we move into a very unique and unusual season here with our COVID restrictions that are in place. you'll see gymnasts that are waiting are in masks and only taking off the masks when they're competing the event. So this is a much smaller and different format than we typically use. So I did a little homework this morning, and just a couple things for people who are watching. Beam routines. You'll see we have a judge that's watching the beam routines. And some of the things that they look for are that beam routines can only be up to 1 minute and 30 seconds, and that is timed. A beam routine has to have 2 directions of tumbling, and one of those has to be backwards tumbling. Nice stuck back walk over on the beam. Atta girl. Beam routines require 7 or more skills that will include a full turn, which is one of the hardest skills to master on the beam. And when the judges are watching beam routines, some of the things they're looking for is obviously not falling off the beam. She just had a beautiful stuck beam routine. But they're looking for legs to be straight, toes to be pointed, no wobbles, things that are related to form and body position. The beam routines also require dance and leap and jump combinations. As we wait for our next floor routine, judging as far as the floor routines go, they also can have floor routines up to 1 minute and 30 seconds. You'll find that some of the younger gymnasts will have floor routines that are a little bit less than that, a little shorter. They do have music that accompanies them. You can hear that in the background, but there's no vocals allowed in the music with floor routines. Floor routines require 3 tumbling passes, and those passes have to go in at least 2 directions. Unless one of the passes has 2 skills that are high level and connected. An example of that would be like a front handspring, front full, and that would be considered a pass with just 2 skills because they'd be 2 connected high level skills. Floor, as you are watching, can see that it requires dance, leap, and jump connections in addition to the tumbling passes.
Okay, so when these 2 teams are done with these 2 events, the other 2 teams will do these 2 events?
They will go through a rotation, and typically that rotation is a set rotation. So if you start on bars, you would be going to, I gotta look again. Hang on, let me get to where I got this. I don't remember. Okay, so if you started on bars, the next event you would go to is balance beam and then floor exercise. So there's a typical format that we follow today because we would normally have 4 judges, and today we have 2. A lot of things are different at this meet because of COVID, but
Okay, but will another team then get on the beam after this, and another team get on the floor after this?
what I think is going to happen by what they're warming up on is after beam and floor are done for these 2 teams, we'll move to ice and summit, and they'll compete the bars and the vault next.
Okay.
So,
I'm just thinking about camera movement and
Yep.
how we're going to
yep.
get those in. Okay.
Well, there's going to be, yeah. And then, so we're essentially going to go back and forth. So I think, just looking at what you're set up, I suspect that one can be moved to the vault, because really what you're going to be watching most of is the table up there. And then can we move this one back just a little bit to this corner and move to watching the bars? I think that might be the easiest.
Vault from that same spot.
I think so.
I think we'll have to, because otherwise the floor will be in the way.
Right.
So, yeah, there's just a lot of things in the way to try to move around. So I
Right.
apologize to our viewers if they're bummed about not getting to see everything they want. We're doing the best we can.
Yeah, this is a test
A
meet.
lot of obstacles in here.
There are. And I think, honestly, we've been doing, like, the events and the lineups and stuff, they've been doing kind of on the fly this morning, too. We, like I said, we normally have 4 judges. Today we have 2 judges, so the judge that's currently judging balance beam will be moving and also judging vault. And then our floor judge is also going to be judging the bars. So
So is the floor done right now for this group?
it is. So typically we have 10 gymnasts that compete on a team.
So then I'm going to go just to the beam for right now.
Yep, and that'll give you an opportunity then to,
This lucky girl gets the camera all to herself.
well, she is a beautiful young lady. They all work hard. So this is Whitney. She is a New Richmond student. Nice landing. So Tracy's over there setting up our cameras to get ready to videotape the vault for the next rotation. So, as I was saying, typically there's 10 gymnasts that'll compete for each team. So we would have 10 competing for summit, ice, fire, and wind this morning. Due to some of the unforeseen obstacles, a couple of our teams are competing short. I think that there are 7 competing, maybe 7 or 8 competing on one team, and then 5 on another. So a team score for gymnastics is actually in MAGA, which is what Premier Complex competes in, would take the top 4 gymnast scores on the individual events, and those would be combined, combined and averaged, and that would make up the team score. So, got a nice beam routine going on.
Just going to move that red obstacle. They can find it.
So we got Garrett, one of our coaches, is going to help us move the big red practice thingy. Sorry, Diane, I don't know what it's called. So that we get a better view of the vault. So we have Lila Stone, and she is an Amory School District student. And she'll be up next competing on the beam. There she goes. One of the things that you'll notice is they actually tend to play some music in the background. Gymnasts are really used to having background noise. It's actually harder for them for it to be quiet in the gym, which I think is really weird because if I couldn't do any of this, but let's just say hypothetically,
Right.
you'd think that they would want it to be quiet. So, Jolene, she didn't want to be in the camera shot. But you'd think they'd want it to be quiet so they could concentrate. And they don't. They like that background noise. So that's why you'll hear some music most of the time playing in the background. But here was Lila, finishing up a nice routine. Good job. All right. And it looks like waiting to go on beam next is Macy, and she is a student at Clayton School District. So they're just waiting for the judge to finish up, and then Macy will go. Do you feel like you have a better angle one way or the other? I almost think maybe right over there by the cubby. I feel like, yeah. And you'll have less people in the way. I don't know. That's why we call it a test meet. We're testing all kinds of things today. Just like everything else, we had all kinds of COVID precautions in addition to the masks. We had temperatures being taken when they came in and people being asked to socially distance and stay in their families. We have a limited number of spectators. Each gymnast was given one ticket. So thank you very much for coming and helping us videotape so that other people can watch. Normally this gym would be packed. Really nice dismount by Macy. And so that looks like it wraps up the rotation for the fire team on beam, and we'll move to Summit and Ice. Summit is going to be competing on the vault, and the Ice team is going to be competing on the bars. So we'll move our camera and see if we can get a shot of the bars. And while those last two teams were competing on beam and floor, then the Ice and Summit team warmed up on vault and bars, and you will now see the gymnasts that just competed moving to their next, moving through the rotation to their next event. So, like I said, Summit team is going to be competing on the vault. Competing this morning for the Summit team are Ajane Timon, Brenna Dimmler, Brenna Schwartz, Ella Williamson, Emma Sedum, Lexi Griffin, Maddie Hine, Madison Naylor, Peyton Fuller, and Sarah Lentz. And then on the bars is the Ice team, and like I said, a couple teams are down a couple of gymnasts, but competing this morning for the Ice team is Hannah Rosenberg, Hope Kairola, Isabella Filke, Maya Lytle, and Siri Uhas. So those ladies are about ready to go. Looks like one of our seniors, Lexi Griffin, will be the first vaulter
So
for
10 girls
on the summit team.
summit team.
Yep. And there are 5 competing today for the ice team. There are typically 10 gymnasts on a roster. We're down a couple, just like everything else. So it looks like Hope Kairola, she's a Cumberland student, is going to be the first on the bars for ice team. I should probably, if I'm going to say anything about the bars, do that quick because there's only 5 of them over there competing.
Well, vault's ready. We might as well go with just the bars. Looks like it's going to take them.
To move through. All right. And it looks like next is Isabel Filkey. She's going to get ready to compete on the bars. So while I was doing my homework this morning, I learned that for bars, they need 7 different skills. And this is probably one of the hardest events to score, according to Diane Dietrich. And she would know. I need the basic gymnastic facts. But this event requires higher level skills like a handstand and some circling skills. Some of the deductions on the bars will be for like feet touching the ground, again the pointed toes, bent legs. Any pauses in a routine if they're not moving from skill to skill smoothly would be a deduction. And then the landings being stuck. A lot of gymnastics, as you'll notice, is body form and position.
So now I see.
Now I see Lexi.
So Lexi did vault. I missed the first part of it. She took off, but some of our floor gymnasts are warming up and they're in the way of the vault. So we're doing the best we can.
Yeah. So you'll see the table, and Lexi, what happens with vault is each vaulter gets 2 vaults. Both of them will be scored, and then the higher of the 2 scores would count for that gymnast. So if you focus on the table down there in the far end, the far corner, you should be able to see the time that gymnast spends on the table, like their approach and their time on the table and then the dismount. So that was Lexi Griffin. She's one of our seniors from Amory. Looks like Tracy is going to try and bring that in a little closer so we get a little better view of the vault. Up next on the vault is Maddie Hine, another one of our seniors from Amory High School. She just did her first vault. Again, gymnasts do 2 vaults, and the higher the 2 scores will count. Yeah, that's a little better there. Good. So you can't see the runway that they run down to approach the vault. That's one of the things we were talking about, like the angles. Getting ready to go onto the bars is Hannah Rosenberg. And Maddie Hine has completed her 2 vaults, and it is our 3rd senior over there getting ready to vault. That's Ella Williamson from Amory High School. Vaults, like I said, they have 2 vaults. The higher one is the one that'll count as their score. There aren't special requirements or value parts on a vault like in many of the other events or in the other events. Each vault has its own assigned start value, and the judge is looking for clean form onto the table, on top of the table, and then their dismount, the tight, clean body position, pointed toes, straight legs. Legs should be together on vaults, in what they call a hollow body. They also look for a good block, and that's when how much time that vaulter spends on the table. I think Ella does a really nice job of blocking. And then the other part of a good block is how they pop off the table, and then finally the stuck landing. So, waiting to compete on the bars for the ice team is Maya Lytle. She is a student down at Somerset. Ella's doing her second vault with a nice block. So you could see the amount of time she spent on the table is one of the things the judge looks for. Looks like waiting to vault, I think, is Brenna Schwartz. There goes Maya. And Brenna Schwartz is a student at Glenwood City. They come here and work out. Nice dismount. Good job, sucker landing. Nice, Maya.
Do I need to take over while your daughter's competing on the bars? You're
No.
not gonna hoop and holler.
I
and say
promise.
bad things, will you?
I won't hoop and holler. But yep, Siri Uhas from Amory is waiting for the judge. He'll compete on the bars next, and I think that's actually all 5 of them, and then we'll be able to go right to vault because the ice team is a little short today. So what'll happen, Siri's watching the judge, and then the judge will salute. You'll see Siri salute back, and then that's the cue that she can start her routine. So you'll see all the gymnasts look at the judge and wait for them to salute. I do always say, let's go Uhas, though. I don't really call her Siri because then my phone answers me and not my kid. All right, so I think we can go to just vault because I believe that is the last. That's all 5 of them on the ice team. So it looks like Madison Naylor is vaulting. I was focused on the bars, so I'm not sure if this is her first or second vault, but I bet everybody else knows. Really nice vault by Madison. Yeah, absolutely. Waiting to vault or getting ready to vault right now is Ajane Timon. Aj is a student at Clear Lake. So that was Aj's first vault. I'm pretty impressed with myself. I think I'm the only person who's ever commentated or announced to say Ajane's name right. So Summit team is the top team competing here for Premier Complex. It means they're competing at the highest level. And here goes Ajane with her second vault. Actually, now that they're done warming up on the floor, we got a nice shot of the vault.
Every now and then a beam girl drops in, but we're okay.
Well, you know, got to make sure they're working still, too. I think, yep, it looks like the next vaulter is Emma Sedum. Emma, I believe, goes to school down in Somerset. Also,
So why does one team have different leotards than the other 3?
Because that team decided they wanted to get a different one.
Oh, all right.
So typically there is a competition Leo. I also like that team last year also had different warm-ups. I wonder if those aren't their new warm-up Leos. And so I don't know if they'll still be using the other leotards you're seeing here on all the other gymnasts today. So I'm not sure, but I wonder if Emma is going to try one of the higher level vaults. We'll see, because it almost looked like I can't remember what they call it, but essentially they give them an opportunity to check it because of the difficulty of the vault they're doing. We'll see.
Because they just were moving all sorts of mats and stuff down there.
Right, so she might try. It's one of those higher level things that they've been working on. I know Emma has recently mastered, so we'll see. No, she didn't. So she's been working on a souk, and I think they call it blocking to kind of see. But it's one of those things that Peyton actually competed it last year, so maybe Peyton will do it, and that's who's up next. Peyton Fuller is also a Somerset student. So
are we competing on the floor right now and no one told us?
it would appear that we are competing on the floor, and we did not know, yes. So there's that. All right, we're back, and there's the floor. The music should have been a dead giveaway, but I missed it.
I don't know. I'm going to move a little.
You move, go ahead. I'll follow you. And here goes Peyton. She is going with her second vault. And there it is. Oh, almost landed. So, first meet of the season, pre-season meet. She was competing those and actually doing really well last year. So. And it's Bella Becker on the floor. Bella is an Amory High School student. And Brenna Dimmler is a Clear Lake student, and you'll see her over on the vault. There you go. We need to replicate you into about 4 different people. So you can be in 4 places at once.
The problem is my cameras are in the view of my cameras, which are in the view of my people and all my events.
I think it looks great. This is more than anything we've ever had, so we're super happy.
Can you just hang from the ceiling and try to do this?
Yes. There you go. That was beautiful. And that's what they've been working on. Several of them are really close. Several of them competed it last year. It looks like Riley Schwartz on the floor. I think she's also a Glenwood City kiddo.
And Andrea, we have someone commented, shout out to Rob, and Alicia watching from Naples, Florida. Look at that, we've gone national.
Yeah, that is Lexi's sister, Peterson. I bet you know Alicia Peterson.
Now that you say that, yes, I do remember that name. Yep.
That's awesome. So Sarah Lentz is going to vault next. You'll see him switch things up. So I'm pretty sure her approach is, I don't know all the terminology. I don't know how I've managed to be in a gym for 10 years and stay fat, dumb, and happy about all of this. If we were talking soccer or hockey, I'd be able to sound real intelligent. I got nothing here.
Right.
Kind of makes it more enjoyable.
I have less than you do, so.
Well, you know. But you haven't been here for 10 years and don't really have, I got no excuse. Although I will say, even with the cameras and the complications we're having, imagine this gym with about 300 more people in it and about 8 more teams at the same time. So this is really a better view than most of us get in the gym any other time. So
Well, I'm really pleased. The stream appears to be really strong, so I hope everyone's
awesome.
getting a good picture.
good
The
signal.
only thing that's hard is trying to get good views, vantage points for everyone. So
Right.
we're
Right.
doing our best.
Well, I suspect people are happy that they get. Alicia wouldn't have been able to watch anything. Thanks for watching, Alicia.
So I'll try to follow the floor gymnast a little bit, since I can.
Since I can. And then
There is
Sarah's
a
got.
in the way of them, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. So coaching today are Jolene Keppen. She's coaching over on the floor. She is one of our coaches for the upper teams here. She is a teacher at Turtle Lake School District. Her daughter, Kirsten, competes USA G and is a level 9 gymnast. She is just amazing. And then also coaching is Diane Dietrich, who is the gym owner and our boss. Carly Heimbuck on the floor with the fire team. So it looks like now we're going to move back to beam from vault.
Uh-oh.
And we've got the gymnasts moving rotations again. So
after this routine,
after
I'll
this-
shift cameras.
We'll switch, back to the beam. So in just a second, we'll move back to the beam. All right, I can move this camera back if you want to put the other one on beam. Take.
Yep, actually, this goes on beam.
Oh, this goes on beam and that goes on. Okay, sorry. I hope you don't get sick trying to watch that. Sorry about that. All right. So we're catching the end of Kylie Munson on the beam. And Tracy moved the camera so we can see the floor out of the other camera. So I'm sorry if anybody got a stomach ache from my moving. Yeah, sorry. All right. Based on the cheering, I think it is Whitney Wolf that's on the floor. And Lily Steen getting ready to go on beam. Yep, Lily Steen. What a girl. Nice job, Lily. She did a really nice job with her back walkovers and then connecting it to that dismount. I stuck it, she says as she runs away. Awesome. Olivia Koresh on the floor. Really nice tumbling pass.
Kim Gold says you're doing great. Well, maybe she's talking about the gymnast. She said you ladies are doing great.
Well,
She must mean us. Not
I'm
the girls.
sure she means us, not the girls that are tumbling and flipping and on 3-inch beams and all of that. It's probably us in our commentating. Thanks, Kim. I believe that's Ashlyn Grosskreutz that's on the beam. Some of the younger girls I don't know quite as well. And of course this year we haven't had the opportunity to be in the gym when they're working out to know the younger kids. So
it looks like, I looked on the Facebook page, and it looks like people are able to share the stream.
oh, nice.
So even though, like you said, I think you said Premier Complex is a
Closed
private
group,
Facebook group.
but because if they can share the live stream.
Right,
Good,
so
cool.
if you can share it, maybe that means others can watch it before we just have to post a recording later. So
Awesome.
good to know. So if you're watching and want people to see it, share it if you can.
Awesome. We're all learning. So I'm thinking, do we take and move this one between beam and bars and move that one between vault and floor instead of moving? Or we're going to run into that every time they rotate?
So what will
The camera that's now recording floor, do we move that one to vault and then just move this camera between bars and beam, and then we'll be... People will not get stomach aches from me trying to carry, not trip, and... I'm pretty uncoordinated anyways. Oh, see, of course it's the two of us, Kim says. The gymnasts are pretty okay too, you are correct. Thanks, Kim. I'm like amazed by the strength that they have. It's actually kind of fun when Cruz and Siri have their little battles. Like Siri rocks upper body strength.
I bet. And core strength.
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And Cruz is the one who, lifts and works out, but it's funny. Just, if you look at the definition of the muscle on these ladies, it's amazing. One of the really cool things about this time of year is when the girls get done with their competitive season in March. It ended a little earlier last year because of our lockdown for COVID, but they spend the summer working skills. So this is the first time a lot of the skills that these girls have worked on all summer are being competed. So there's a few jiggles, but pretty cool to watch all of their hard work from over the past 6 months of the off season be displayed in front of a judge for the first time in many cases. Oh, Liberty on the beam. She goes to Amory Middle School. Very nice back walkover. Beautiful. I just bumped the camera, sorry, man.
Take it they're done on the floor.
No, there's still one more on the floor. Macy Grosskreutz is on the floor. And actually, it looks like Lila Stone is getting ready to do her routine after, so we got a couple more. Elizabeth Drozier on the balance beam. And again, Macy Grosskreutz is on the floor with the fire team. Nice, wow. That's beautiful. Alyssa Carr, great job, Liberty Andrews. Way to go, Libby. From Chastity Marie. Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching. Kind of fun for the first time, I guess, in the probably ever that we've been able to videotape and live stream out of the gym. We're learning, but and then there is Lila Stone on the floor. Tracy's over that way trying to do a little following. Elizabeth looks pretty happy with her score. I didn't see it, but nice. Lila's got a really pretty floor routine. Oh, and Shay is watching from Tampa. She's excited that they can watch Lexi and Bella. Awesome. Thank you guys again for watching and bearing with us as we go through the bumps and hiccups of a first live stream. So we appreciate you tuning in. All right, now we're going to vault and bars. So we have Ice Team will be competing on the vault, and I'm going to move back just a little bit because we will have Summit competing on the uneven bars. And I moved it, but
Get them in there.
no, you're going to have to adjust. Oh, not bad, a little bit. Oh, I guess we do have one more on the floor. I didn't see her. She snuck. It's okay. The camera's on the vault. Hang on. Tracy just ran back over there, and she's going to catch it. Sorry about that. And I got Maya's on the vault, so I don't know if I can move this over to vault. You're not going to get a great view. You can try, though. All right, so I don't know what I'm doing. I tried to move this camera to the vault because Tracy is still recording on the floor, but you'll see I've got some balance beams in front of me, so I apologize. We got Maya Lytle on the vault, so you can see the table down there in the far end. Whoops. All right, now Tracy has the vault, so I'm going to move back over to the bars. When we had one more, now you've got to go back. I don't know what I'm doing, but I tried to catch the vault while you were finishing on the floor, so now we got to readjust the bars. Because
So confusing.
it's very confusing, but as Kim said, we're rocking it. And Hope Kairola is on the vault with the Ice Team. So, and as soon as the judge is done posting the score for that last floor routine, she'll flip around to the other side of the table and we will start with the Summit Team on the bars. We totally rolled with that. It was fine. All right, and Hope has her second vault coming up right now. And I will say that the vault is probably the fastest event, and there's only 5 on that team. So we should get a really good picture of most of the Summit Team. Oops, I bumped it again. That's me. Okay. The Summit Team on bars, because vault will go really fast. They've already gone through 2 of their 5. So looks like Madison Naylor is waiting for the judge on bars, and Isabel Filke is waiting for the vault judge. Like I said, it's easier for me with these teams because these are the girls who have been around a little longer.
We have more comments, Andrea. We have Alyssa Carr. Shay Lee from Tampa, Florida. Chastity Marie.
Yes,
Thank you.
said they're watching Lexi and Bella. Did I see that?
I'm not sure, but some people have even commented in Spanish. I can't.
I know, I can't either. I was always super jealous when Pam Artman would call into the rooms in the language for world language. That is not something that I can do. All right, here goes Izzy on the vault. And Brenna Schwartz is waiting for the judge on bars. Siri Juhas is waiting to vault. Let's go, Juhas. I like how the kids have adjusted and they all are in their masks. They go onto the apparatus, at which point they can take them off, and sometimes they're being reminded by their coaches. There's Siri with her second vault. And Brenna is getting ready to go on the bars. Whoops. I think our last vaulter for the ice team is Hannah Rosenberg. Well, I know it's Hannah, but I'm pretty sure she's the last one. And Lexi Griffin is getting ready to go on the bars. So you used to like keep track and write down scores, and I don't know that it's going on today, but now there's all the automated stuff. So when Lexi was talking about not knowing who had finished where and whatever, that's all now live. So by the time the end of the meet comes, most of the time, people that are used to going to those meets actually know the outcomes before.
So people at home could be following the scores online. Do you know where they're posted?
They're posted on Score Flippers. I'm not 100% sure because this is a preseason meet if they're live today. Okay. But during the regular season, yeah, it's called Score Flippers. And you can pick, this is an MAGA sanctioned event, so you'll get your choice between AAU and USAG in high school. And so then, yeah, you can follow along live. So now it looks like Maddie Hine is ready to go on the bars.
Vault done?
And vault is done.
So Maddie gets all the attention.
Maddie gets all the attention. One of our seniors. And then here goes Maddie. Full screen. It's probably good she doesn't know that. When I talked about judges, God, I keep doing that. When I talked about judges and them looking at form, Maddie is probably one of the cleanest gymnasts in this gym. You'll see her toes are pointed, her legs are together, and her body position is really nice. That is one of the things that, honestly, Maddie is probably one of the cleanest gymnasts in our gym. She's a beautiful gymnast. And Ella, our other senior, also gets a full screen, doesn't she?
Deserves it. That's awesome.
As she does, and that right there is Ella's signature, that smile. That girl smiles through everything. Cheery is her personality. She's super fun to watch. There's Maddie's score. And then the judge saluted and Ella goes. Nice release moves. awesome landing. Did you count 7 skills in that, Tracy?
No.
Me neither.
I don't know what I'm looking for, so no.
All right. I think Brenna Dimler, it's all on the bars. So at the end of a meet in the normal season, like it's typically the floor that's the last. Sometimes beam, because those are the 2 that take longer to judge. And the whole gym will be watching, like a packed gymnasium, and nothing else is going on. It's crazy. That's that time that I'm like, I don't know how you would do that. Oh, nice score. 8 for Ella on the bars. Brenna Dimler from Clear Lake. Nice dismount, and she did her giants. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we got Garrett Hildebrandt over there, and he is with the Summit team coaching today. He was an intern with Diane, I believe, last year, a Stout student who interned up here and liked it and has stuck around. It's really nice to have a new coach, big guy, to help spot some of the higher level skills that you're seeing these girls pull. That's been super helpful. He's doing a good job. Gotta like when interns turn into...
Right.
I'm sure you know that.
So, Andrea, can you tell us about... Well, maybe we want to watch this gal here first. Do you know who that is?
That is Emma Sedham. She is a Somerset kiddo.
I was just going to ask about the difference between these teams. Obviously, the Summit team, these are the oldest girls. I don't know how this all works.
So typically the teams are set up, and it has to do with certain skills that they achieve. So this morning we have the 4 highest team. Wind, Fire, Ice, and Summit. Summit is our top team. They're competing the highest skills. They're not necessarily all the oldest, but they're the ones that are hitting the highest skills. And this would be our team that would finish in one of the top divisions. So Premier Complex competes in, it's called MAGA, Midwest Amateur Gymnastics Association. And it is governed by rules similar to high school. So they kind of compete by the high school rules. So these girls are hitting the highest. This would be like, if it were a comparable for high school, this would be your varsity team. Sarah Lentz is on the bars right now. She's a student at Clear Lake. So that was, then you move to the next highest team would be the ice team. And it's based on the difficulty of skill that they're throwing, and like certain components you have to be hitting to move through the teams. And then it goes Fire and Wind are the 2. So these are our 4 highest teams. We have 8 teams that complete out of Premier Complex, both the Clear Lake and the New Richmond gyms. So Premier Complex in 2016, I think, expanded down in New Richmond and opened a facility down there after a lot of success in the community ed program is where it started down there as well.
Who in Northwest Wisconsin still has a high school gymnastics program?
So I'm not going to do this for sure, right? But I think River Falls and Hudson. I believe Rice Lake still does.
Okay, and is there still a co-op to the north of us? There used to be.
There used to be Grantsburg up that way, right?
Right, but I'm not sure if they still have that. At one point, it was a number of schools were co-oping to hang on to that program, and I'm not sure.
Right, and a little further north, like Superior and stuff like that. So I know that's one of the things that this particular area is looking for, is to get that program back up and going. And I honestly had every intention before a few unforeseen events happened in the last couple days of getting in touch with Judy Collier to find out, because Amory had a high school gymnastics program years ago. You might even know when, but...
Right. It ended, I'm pretty sure it ended in the mid to late 80s.
Okay.
Mid 80s. I started teaching in Amory in 1990. And it was done by then.
Okay. So this is Ajane Timon on the bars. She is also a Clear Lake student. So one of the things that is really, I had mentioned earlier that one of the reasons Diane moved over to open this facility is because the girls wanted to compete. If you look at our highest team, and I didn't refresh my memory on this, but I looked last spring because there's a couple places we were hoping would look at a co-op team for the high school. If our summit team were competing at a high school level, they would have, in both Division I and Division II statewide, qualified for the state gymnastics meet for like the last 5 years. So, this is, like I said, our preseason. This is the warm-up. These girls haven't competed in front of a judge. Most of them since last March when we were really shut down abruptly like everybody else. So the teams that you're seeing here this morning never got to go to their state meets they qualified for. The summit team had qualified so they break it up by Division 1 through 3, which means that those girls qualified in the top 30 teams in the Midwest amateur gymnastics, which is like 1,500 athletes. I think 65 gyms are represented, and that was one of the teams that qualified at that level. And then the ice team was also cut short, didn't get to go to their state meet, and they had qualified in Division 4. So they were just out of that top. And so, yeah,
So pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And I've sort of watched this build over the years. Diane's done a nice job. So where are we going next, Andrea?
It looks like we have got the ice team on the floor, warming up. So they just got done on vault. So we're going to be doing beam and vault again. Nope.
But they're warming up on the floor. I'm so confused.
Yeah, but ice team just got done competing, didn't they? We're going to pause for a second while we figure out where people are going. Maybe Miss Ella will help us. What rotation are you guys going to?
We're going to beam.
And you're just going to be warming up. So bars will be competing next, and vault.
The bars isn't warmed up yet.
Oh, they're warming up now, so we've got to pause.
So I think,
But you guys just got done on bars.
yeah.
Yes.
So they still have to warm up yet.
So who is doing...
I don't know.
So it would be...
Maybe this is a good time to run our senior videos?
Yeah, let's run a senior video.
We could actually do all three. We could do
They're
one
only...
at a
Yeah,
time.
let's do it. So
They're only
let's...
a minute apiece.
We have 3 seniors, and there's some music to them, so I'll cork it.
And who do you want first?
It does not matter. Let's start with Lexi, because it's alphabetical, and that makes me happy.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to mute you.
Mute me.
And I'm going to go to the senior video.
Hi, my name is Lexi Griffin, a senior at Amory High School, and I have been in gymnastics for 14 years. I started competing at Premier Complex in 2014. Gymnastics has taught me to always work my best, to never underestimate my abilities, and to be positive toward myself and my peers. Hi everyone, I'm Madeline Hine, a senior here at Amory High School. I have been in gymnastics for about 13 years now and have been competing at Premier Complex Gymnastics since 2014. Gymnastics has taught me to always work my hardest in every aspect of life, to never give in to the hardships that life can throw at you, and to always be the best I can. Without gymnastics, I don't think I would be where I am today.
Hi everyone, my name is Ella Williamson and I am a senior this year at Amory High School. I have been doing gymnastics for about 14 years now, and I started competing for Premier Complex Gymnastics in Clear Lake when I was in 6th grade. Gymnastics has taught me to always work hard, to never give up, and to be part of a team.
All right. So those were a couple videos we put together of our seniors, Lexi Griffin, Maddie Hine, and Ella Williamson. And again, a huge thank you to those ladies. They have put in so many hours for this gym, working out, training, being great role models for all of our gymnasts here. Countless hours and time, both as gymnast and mentoring. So a huge thank you to the class of 2021 here at Premier Complex. We always are super excited to see what the future holds for them, but obviously when you have ladies as wonderful as this, it is very, very hard to let them go, but we know that they will do great things and make us super proud. So congratulations to these ladies, and we're really happy we had a chance to live stream and share both the live videos today and the slideshows. Huge thank you to their parents and families who got us those pictures, and also to Tracy for putting those videos together for us. So I haven't even actually got to see them yet. They were just on the live stream. So I look forward to watching those. But having been around the gym now for a while, it is not. Yeah. Yep.
So it will be vault and bars. I don't
Vault
know
and
what
bars.
teams or who's where.
Okay, I can help. So it looks like there is fire team that is going to compete next on the bars, and that must mean that the win team will be on vault.
So warn me here. So there's a lot of girls to do the bars. There's only a handful over there on the vault, correct?
Right.
So when they're done,
We'll go
will
to.
something else start?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
because we have
Because you've told me
two
that before.
judges. Yeah, I know, and they keep changing things on me. So there's 7 girls to compete on vault, which is a short event, and there are 10 competing on bars. But we have to, okay. The same judge is judging both vault and beam. So what could hypothetically happen, Tracy, is when she is done judging vault, she may come and start judging beam.
We can do that.
Bars and floor share a judge, and that'll be the longer one, so we don't have to worry about floor. That helps it all. Probably not for cameras, but at least we know what might happen.
Right. Well, we'll be able to adjust that.
Yeah.
So we'll leave this here, and we might have to grab that camera and
Yep.
come over here. And then there's another meet this afternoon. So tell me about that.
Correct.
So what ages and what time does that start? And we will also live stream that. I
Yep.
don't know if you'll be announcing how that works.
Think I will if you'll have me.
Yes, please. Because
And-
I won't see anything.
So this afternoon, or I guess they're competing on floor. I missed that. That is Siri Juhas in the floor. I had no idea. I think that is probably the first gymnast to compete on the floor. Yes, Brenna says yes. Thank you, Brenna. And since it's my kid and I can say this, it's okay because floor is probably her least favorite event. She's probably not heartbroken that we missed it. Good job, Siri. All right.
Did you miss your own kid there, Andrew?
You know, I said already that it's Siri's least favorite event, so she's probably not heartbroken we missed it. It's okay. Brenna did tell me that was our first.
So is this competition on the bars right now?
No, they're warming up.
Still warming up.
Yep. So it is going to be floor and vault.
Floor and vault.
So this one we can move up and get, I don't know. We can get vault.
All right. We're moving.
I'm coming with you. All right. So Kylie Munson just vaulted. And Maya. Okay. Hang on. Yep. Brenna. No.
Oh, that's good.
Is that okay? Okay. We're rearranging our gymnast to try and get a better picture. There we go. We can see the table now. And Maya Lytle is on the floor, and right. We have a couple other thank yous. We have Kirsten Keppen, who is our USAG gymnast. She's helping run scores and run the meet today. And Marley Dietrich is up there doing scores. And a very familiar face there up on the stage. Joanne Erickson is taking some photographs for us. I know on the Amory School site you see lots of Joanne's work behind the lens with all the pictures she takes of the student activities and lots of soccer pictures and gymnastics pictures. So, yeah. Ashlyn on the vault. That is the win team on vault right now. And ice team is on the floor. And Hannah Rosenberg is getting ready to do her floor routine. It's very quiet in here right now. There we go. There's Hannah. Go. Got lots of applause emojis from Rob. I think they're down in Naples. Nice. That's one of the things I said earlier. She got a pass out of 2 higher lever skills because she had 2 front tucks connected instead of having to have 3 tumbling elements in a floor pass. We got a vault. Hannah has a new floor routine this year, so I haven't seen this one. And Libby Andrews gonna vault right now. She is a student at Amory Middle School, and on the floor it is Hope Kairola from Cumberland. Nice tumbling pass. Lily Steen on the vault. Lily with her second vault. And Izzy Filkey, Isabel Filkey, is, I think, getting ready for her floor routine. Nice. That was a really nice tumbling pass. She's a fantastic little tumbler. All right. You want me to move this one back and we'll get beam? All right, here we go. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry if you get dizzy. Sorry. You are not in my camera. I'm not sure how to make this smaller though. Oh, I did it all by myself. All right. Emma set them on the beam and it looks like they're ready to go on bars too. I'll let Tracy do the fine tuning. Macy is on the bars. Clayton. Emma is on the beam she's a Somerset student. That was a quick transition.
Mm-hmm. They're not giving the camera people much time.
No. Apparently this is not about us right now. Apparently this is about the gymnasts. Well, as long as the people at home, have taken their anti-nausea medication from when I carry the camera.
Right.
Almost trip over myself. I'm 100% sure that older I get, the less graceful I am and the more klutzy.
Me as well. All of us, I think.
Good to hear. I'm glad it's not just me. Nice dismount. Good job.
I'm going to shift this one just a little
You bet.
bit so we can get a
Better picture. And it looks like Brenna Dimmler is getting ready to go on the balance beam, and Riley Schwartz is going to go on the bars next. Riley is another one of our smiley kiddos. She's always got a smile on her face. You bet. That is Brenna Dimmler. She's a Clear Lake student. Her parents own Brickfire here in Clear Lake. Dimmlers. They have good pizza.
I've heard of them. I have not eaten there.
No?
I've eaten out of their food truck.
I was
Do they
going
have
to
a food
say,
truck?
yep, they were at the high school last spring, weren't they, when we had our last week?
And they were at one of the, not Music on the River, but one of the music events in Amory, this Music in the Park this summer.
I feel like maybe they had their food truck at the Fall Festival food truck thing too. I can't remember. But they have good food. Siri's a big fan of their calzones. Hard to tell from the back, but I think it's Bella Becker gonna go on bars. She's a freshman in Amory this year. And Sarah Lentz is ready to go onto the beam. And Sarah is a Clear Lake student as well. I was right based on the cheers. It is Bella Becker. Nice back tuck on the beam. She stuck that. Charlie Juliff on the bars. I believe Charlie goes to Clayton also.
Semper Fidelis All-Americans have the determination to succeed in the classroom, on the field, and in the community.
Really nice jump series. Sarah up on the beam. She's got a really good routine.
The Semper Fidelis All-American program is proudly presented by the U.S.
Nice job.
So after this, I'm guessing there's one team left to go on the floor and one left to go on vault. The oldest girls haven't been on the floor yet, right?
Right. I don't know, I've lost track. Lost track. I think there must be a floor and a beam left? No. I don't even know. This is Carly Heimbach on the bars. And Peyton Fuller getting ready to go on the beam. Nice. Peyton had a really nice routine. Olivia Koresh on bars. Madison Naylor up on the beam. Whitney Wolf is up on the bars. Nice routine, Whitney. And waiting to go on the bars is Lila Stone. Lila she hurt her foot last spring, so she competed in our last couple meets on a couple events, but it's really nice to see Lila back doing all 4 events. She's a beautiful gymnast.
And Lila is an Amory student as well, correct?
Yep, Lila is an 8th grader in Amory. She's doing the virtual program this fall. She's another one of those really clean gymnasts. See her toes pointed and nice job, Lila. That flyaway is one of the scarier things. There's a lot of gymnasts who don't do that. That was really nice. Good routine. And Brenna Schwartz on the beam. Brenna and Riley are sisters. Riley is competing with the Win team, and Brenna up there with the Summit. Little family resemblance.
So, is Brenna on the bars right now?
Nope, Brenna is
okay.
Already competed.
Because that would be fun on our stream if they both were going at the same time.
That would be fun. No, Riley
we should coordinate that for our viewers.
We'll work that out for the next time. Brenna's on the beam. Riley already had competed on the bars. And Cora, there's another flyaway. Nice job.
One of our seniors, Maddie, on the beam, correct?
Correct.
Looks like another senior, Ella's getting ready. Has Lexi already gone?
I don't think Lexi's gone either. We might have the senior show coming on here. Maddie Hine. You saw it in the slideshow. Maddie's been at gymnastics for a very long time. One of those pictures from the community ed program in Amory, in the elementary school gym, a lot of years ago.
So are they done over here?
Looks
I'm gonna go
looks
with
like
Maddie.
it.
Just in
Highlight Maddie. Beautiful. And I didn't want to say it before that, but that would be the point at which Maddie's mother would stop breathing and look the other direction. Shout out to Casey. Casey's working today. She's a nurse, so we appreciate all of our healthcare workers out there. Beautiful routine. Nice. It's the one thing about being a senior, you got some of those meat nerves aren't quite so evident.
Right.
It's a beautiful routine.
So does it look like our next two events will be floor and vault?
Sure.
These girls will be going there.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm going to shift the other camera.
You shift the
while
other
we
camera.
Get to feature our senior Ella.
We're going to feature our senior Ella Williamson. She gets a full screen too. That worked out well for us. There's Tracy moving our camera, getting ready for the next round. Ella's waiting for her judge. It looks like Maddie had a nice 8-4 on the beam. That was a great routine. Beautiful. And here goes Ella. Thank you. This is another really solid, beautiful routine. Go behind me, ladies. It's all right. There's Ella.
Are they competing on vault right now or warming up?
They can't be competing because the judge that,
Oh, she's here.
right, the judge that's judging beam is the vault judge. So we're waiting for Lexi Griffin, our final senior, to compete on the beam. That worked out nice for us. We get a full screen of
Seniors, yeah. That was
Lexi with all three of the seniors. And here goes Lexi. And we're off the hook for the bars too because the bars judge is flipping scores for the beam judge. So we know that they're not competing on bars yet. Look at us. Oh, look at her squeezing, fight for that. Nice. That was that core strength you were talking about.
right.
Ugh. A really nice landing. Great job, Lexi. So, yep, I think so. Maybe 2. I don't know if Peyton's gone yet. Ajane getting ready to go on the beam. Maybe Peyton went. I can't remember. And then, like, the order isn't the same on every event. So the order of how people compete on vault might not be the same as how they compete on beam.
So how do they decide the order?
I think, and I told Diane I couldn't be held accountable for anything that I said, but I think it's based on, like, they have their higher scoring, who are typically scoring higher would be one of the later. They start with the lower scores on that particular team. So maybe beam isn't your strength. You might be one of the people competing first, and then you'll have your higher scoring gymnast at the end.
Since they do a lot of shifting of the bars and the vault, do they line those up at all so that they don't have to keep moving it?
Sometimes, yes. Yep. Bars more than vault. And when we were talking earlier about, like, the things that are required, one of the things I believe they do for making a team is they call the bars wide open when they're spread apart a certain distance. You have to be able to do your transition from the low bar to the high bar at that setting so that they're not changing it between teams or between gymnasts on a team. So I think that's one of the things that they use as a criteria, in addition to many, many other things I don't understand, but it has to do with how far the bars are set apart for transition so that Jolene doesn't have to change the bar setting. Because if you were watching it all, you can see that's pretty complicated. I talk with my hands. Grew up in an Italian community.
This gal on the beam, you said she goes to Clear Lake?
Correct. Yep, that's Ajane.
And she's a high schooler?
I think Aj is an 8th grader, but I'm not 100% sure.
You know, we could clip this on you.
Oh, then I wouldn't have to hold it.
Right, I thought you knew that and didn't want to hold it.
I don't know.
There.
Thanks. Okay, so I feel like
We're going to vault and
Summit will be going to floor, and it looks to me like Ice still has to compete on beam, and Fire team is going on vault, but we're only doing 2 at a time. So she's just finishing up the the beam scores, and then I assume that judge is going to go over do vault, and then that second judge is going to come back and judge bars. Yep, I think we're doing vault and bars.
okay. So we'll move.
Right, and we will have Ice that is going to be just warming up. So if we want to move forward more, we will have those girls warming up on the beam. Oh, we're going to, okay. And then you're going to move. Yep. Oh, and that one's already on vault. You got this. So both of the judges are talking to Diane, so we must have a minute or two here. So today's meet looked a little different. Typically when you come to a meet, you'd have what's called a march-in, and each of the teams are introduced. It is not uncommon to have 8 to 12 teams. So if we had 4 teams competing from Amory, we'd have visiting gyms. Then after that, we'd do the national anthem in a traditional format, like we talked about, and that is what the majority of our meets are. The gymnasts would spend like the morning warming up on all of the events, and then they compete them one right after another, versus this Capital Cup where we do the warm up on the event and then they compete that event and move to the next one. So it wasn't unusual to drop Siri off at a meet at 7:30 in the morning and she'd warm up, and the actual meet wouldn't start until noon or 11:30. So those are long days.
That's when you would go to Target, right?
Target, grab some coffee. Yes. you always got your shopping done because a lot of the meets that these girls compete in are over Minnesota, on the other side of the border there. So
Speaking of coffee, I can't believe you guys didn't provide your camera person with some caribou this morning when I showed up.
I absolutely think that
And
is
some cupcakes. I wish I knew someone who made cupcakes.
well, I'm going to tell you, there actually are cupcakes for our camera person. They are over on the other side of the gym. The good news is there's only a couple people that know they're there, so I'm positive there'll be some left. I hope you like pumpkin.
Who doesn't like pumpkin?
I know, and there's a pumpkin shortage, so I felt like they were extra valuable.
That would explain like when last weekend Jen and I swung by the St. Croix Falls Dairy Queen to get our favorite pumpkin pie blizzard, and they were out of pumpkin.
No way.
That is so disappointing.
That is disappointing. So,
Especially because I love the pumpkin pie blizzard. I'm not a blizzard eater, but this time of year, it's all about the Dairy Queen pumpkin pie blizzard.
I like the pie crust chunks.
I know.
Like, how do you keep those crispy and not mushy?
And the nutmeg. Sometimes the person making it will say, "Do you want nutmeg?" And I say, "Is that a question?"
Is it an
Why
option
would
to
you not put that on top?
Right. See, and this particular cupcake recipe is not just a throw in pumpkin spice. You have to add a little extra. It's a really nice texture, like pumpkin cakey kind of thing.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that.
Well, good. And I bet everybody else will now want a pumpkin pie, pumpkin blizzard, pumpkin.
Dairy Queen, they are the best.
Yep. Agreed. That was my first job, Dairy Queen. Yep. I wonder how many people can say that. Probably more than.
So you had the T-shirt with the splatters all across it from the malt machine and the blizzard machine?
Absolutely, and it was the pre-shield day, and none of
Yeah,
those.
they have shields now, don't they?
And those metal things that go on the top. This was like when the blizzard first came out, and you went home and had a spray of it across you. Yes. Can you tell we didn't have breakfast? Because we're just going to sit here and talk about food.
I did. I had peanut butter toast.
Oh, I did have a piece of toast on the way over here. So
Well, we're warming up on every event right now.
we might be competing on bars. That judge appears to be paying very close attention.
But I don't think they're competing on. No.
No.
All right. So.
Nope.
So if you know these girls, we can talk about that.
I will do that. I think this little one just came in.
Actually, the judge is on her phone right now, so I think they are still warming
They are just warming up. You're right. Phew. Good call. So they have a 10-minute timed warm up during this Capital Cup, and normally there would be someone who, it's actually at our meet, it's usually me up there, keeping track of the time for warm-ups. But now today they're tracking their own times so that I can sit here and run my mouth. Ooh, nice.
Let's see where we are on viewers. How many we have. Sure, it's hundreds of them.
I'm sure.
Let's refresh here.
I'm excited that the stream is working. I assume that's something that you are used to trying to figure out by the sounds of it.
Well, we lose a lot of them. It is hard. Especially when we're using we're at 20-some viewers. I'm just trying to figure out my view here on my phone.
You're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, so actually the test. Today we're just using my phone as a hotspot. And we have 2 cameras and everything is connected, and I hopefully don't speak too soon. The lights are all the right colors. We are on a low setting because I was nervous about getting a good signal, so I don't know if the final picture is super sharp. If it is a little bit blurry or shaky, once we're done streaming and it uploads, then that recording that you can watch later should be a better quality video.
Nice.
If this one isn't.
Nice. All right. I think Kylie Munson just competed on the bars. We'll see if we get a score from the judge. And Liliana Colombo getting ready to compete on bars.
Looks like vault is not competing yet.
Does not look like vault is competing yet.
Actually, one nice thing about them all warming up right now is maybe by the time vault starts, the floor people will pretty much be done warming up.
Right.
And they won't be in the way of the vault. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
So,
Could be.
23 viewers. Almost hundreds.
Almost hundreds. I think we were probably less vocal.
Aaron Higgins-Fern says it's not blurry at all. Alyssa says the picture is perfect. Well, that's good to know.
That is good
So
to know.
it is a learning curve. It's
is.
very frustrating to live stream. We've been doing a lot of sporting events this fall, and we started last winter. And you just never know when things are going, because we don't have control of Wi-Fi once, even at school, if we're hardwired.
Right.
Once that stream, if you will, leaves the building, if it's a Friday night and everyone in Amory is on Netflix, we can't control that. We can't control things like that happen. We never know what type of bandwidth we're going to get. And so it's challenging and it's very frustrating, and you just never know.
And you've kind of become an expert in it quick. Right. I mean, here we are.
Right. Well, we tried to do a football game a couple weeks ago, and we had a Verizon hotspot. I wasn't using my phone. I was using an actual jetpack hotspot at the football field. Everything looked great until the game started, and there were 4 or 5 huddle cameras that are also recording for the teams. There was another team live streaming, and a stadium of people probably on their phones. And the whole stream we couldn't
That
do
was
it.
that.
I mean, we did, but the stream was about 40 minutes behind the game by the time the game was done.
We experienced this, last weekend, we were headed to the football game in Somerset and trying to watch on the way, and they were having the same thing on their YouTube channel. So
It's really unpredictable.
yeah.
And Verizon and some of these companies actually kind of will control. They might even sort of dial down sort of their power, if you will. I know I'm not using any of the right words, but they're things that we don't know, we don't control. Sometimes they power down and only certain devices will get more stream strength than others. Oh yeah. So it's a puzzle. So anyway, here we are, and we're in Clear Lake, and we are getting a great signal. And it's so relaxing and fun to do this when we know that.
Yeah, well, and I have no idea the history of this building, but this is the original Clear Lake Hub. This is an old building, and they just put on a new metal roof.
Right.
So
I was worried about the metal roof, but it doesn't seem to be impacting anything, so that's good.
those are some pretty high ceilings. Maybe that's helpful
I think it is.
with the wood. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful gym. I mean, there are not gyms made like this anymore with the beautiful arched
nice.
wood. Yeah.
All right, so vault is starting now as well.
All right.
You can see them over there.
All right. So the fire team is on the vault. Wind team is on the bars. And you'll see, Tracy mentioned that the gymnasts are warming up on the floor, but they're doing what they call a dance through. So that's pretty much getting to the end of their warm-ups. So, yes, Hannah. Hannah wants to talk to me. So just so Hannah knows she's being broadcast.
I'm so sorry.
You don't have to apologize. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, see, there's Hannah. You can't see her, but she's talking to me. So, and we're vaulting and on the bars. So it is exciting that the stream is working and we can share this. Okay, we only got 20-some viewers, but I think we were all kind of trying to figure out if this was all going to come together. And with the constantly changing dynamics of every day in athletics in school, it's kind of hard to say if we were even going to be here this morning as recently as last night. So we're super excited to be here. That was one of the reasons we really wanted to highlight the seniors today. The uncertainty of everything going on, we really wanted to share our thanks for those ladies and everything they put into this program. So,
I suppose, do you know the girls that are vaulting before they vault? I suppose you don't know all their names necessarily.
not all of them, because they are younger. It looks to me like it.
Just would be nice for people
For
to know
sure.
who's coming, because we can't see the vault video is about.
Right. So this is Bella Becker.
Although, you know what, since no one, I can move that camera closer actually.
Is on beam, and I can see if Hannah or Hope or somebody will come over here and help me with the names of the girls that are vaulting. Like who's over here getting ready to vault? Macy Roscoe. It says the camera isn't, so we're just trying to let people know who's gonna vault. So Macy is getting ready to do her first vault. Tracy's adjusting the camera since there's nobody warming up on beam right now, so that'll help a little bit. So Macy will get ready and she'll do her second vault. And like I said earlier, they'll take the higher of those two scores, and that would be Macy's score. The top 4 scores on a team are combined, and that's the team score. So Kristen Keppen is close to me, and she'll help me with who's getting ready. And it looks like Lily Steen is over getting ready to go onto the bars. Lily is an Amory student. Yep, Lily is in 6th grade, I think. You can talk, Hannah. You don't have to give me sign language. Lily is a 6th grader in Amory, and she's getting ready to go on the bars. And Whitney Wolf is getting ready to vault. Whitney is a New Richmond student. So we have wind team over on the bars, and fire team is vaulting. Should have had these girls come way earlier. They'd have been way better at helping me stay organized here. All right. And then waiting for the bars judge is JC?
Yes.
All right. Oh, JC. Yep. Throwback.
Yep.
Come on, JC.
See, it also helps when the girls cheer. Then we can figure out who it is. Is that Whitney still?
Yes.
There's Whitney in her second vault. I've recruited help for us, Tracy.
Good. Well, it's nice because you can't see who's coming if you're just watching from outside. And we're at a point right now where we can kind of see things, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I know now they're going to start warming up in front of my vault camera.
Did you just say that? No, I think that's where Maddie has, or somebody has the mat for their routine, so I suspect. Because we would need the bars judge. She's unavoidably detained judging the bars. So vaulting now we have Charlie? Is that what she? Oh, Carly Heinbuck. Carly Heinbuck is vaulting. They're just marking where the mat would be.
I think so. Unless bars is done.
And Carly on the vault. Again? I don't think so. I think they've all gone.
It's like really weird because I'm doing it. Well, it feels kind of like the campus.
Oh, that's why you're like, what?
No, I don't just like super fun.
Has everybody competed on the bars?
I think so.
Okay.
I
Yes.
think she's switching
Floor.
the floor.
And you're following.
I'm going with Tracy. And getting ready to vault is now Cora Motorman. And getting ready to compete on the floor is Madison Naylor.
Let's just stand down there.
I agree. And looks like Liliana Colombo is going to vault. That was her first vault. Madison Naylor just finished up on floor, and I think it's Sarah Lentz that's ready over there in the far corner to go next. Liliana will have her second vault. Yep, Sarah Lentz on the floor. I think what I missed is Lily actually did a warm-up, and this is now, that was her second vault. So Tracy, I think they're done competing on the vault and we'll be moving to beam here pretty soon. And it looks like where I was. Okay. Okay, guys are along for my ride, the very bumpy ride. And Emma Sedum is on the floor. So we're moving the camera now to get the beam and to get Emma on the floor. There we go. There is Emma. All right, and on the beam we have Hannah Rosenberg competing with the ice team. Fix that. That's a little better. Sorry about that. Hannah's a Tracy here, she can check my picture. There you go, Hannah. We have so many more options now that there's only 2 events left. Yep. Yep. We got Siri Uhas ready to go on beam and Brenna Dimmler on floor, I believe. Yep. Brenna Dimmler on the floor. Brenna's from Clear Lake. And Siri Uhas on the beam. Siri's an 8th grader in Amory. This is Siri on the beam, and up next is Hope Kairola. And it looks like we have Lexi, one of our seniors, getting ready to do her floor routine. So Lexi Griffin on the floor, our senior gymnast. And Hope waiting to go on the beam and compete. Nice pass by Lexi. Another nice tumbling pass. Also, one of the people who's joined us today, who's over there cheering on her teammates, is Paige Kamano. Paige has got a bum ankle right now, but she's going to be competing with the ice team when that heals up. We talked at school the other day, and Paige thinks it's going to be faster than they're originally predicting. So we're happy that Paige is here with us, cheering on her teammates. And it looks like we have Ella Williamson ready to compete on the floor for the Summit team. One of our seniors. There is that smile that Ella is famous for. Nice. We talked earlier about tumbling passes, and if they're higher level skills, we only have to have 2 connected high level skills in a tumbling pass. And then on the beam we have Maya Lytle. Maya is a student at Somerset High School. We're happy to have Maya back competing with us this year. She had taken a year off. We missed her, so we're glad she's back. Ella ready for another tumbling pass. Another beautiful. Great floor routine by Ella, one of our seniors. Maya finishing her beam routine, and we have Ajane Timon on the floor. So I think in just a second we'll have Tracy. Oh, we have one more. We have one more gymnast that'll be going on the beam, Isabella Vilke. So Izzy will be up in just 1 minute. We have one more on the beam. And Ajane is on the floor doing her routine. There is Izzy, ready to do her beam routine. Beautiful tumbling pass. A little short on the landing, but pulled it off. Ajane is always super fun to watch on the floor. And Peyton Fuller over waiting to get on the floor for her routine. Waiting for the judge to finish up scoring. This is, yep. So we are, ice team is done over there on the beam, and we are going to go to the floor. We have Peyton Fuller ready to do her floor routine, and we will finish up with the floor. This is the last rotation in our preseason test meet. Peyton Fuller from Somerset. Beautiful tumbling pass. Peyton's another gymnast who is super fun to watch. They're all fun to watch. They do a great job. Oh, I see. Cheryl Williamson was able to watch Ella's floor routine. That's one of the things we're really happy about, and appreciate Tracy coming and helping us out. The limited folks we could allow in the gymnasium for safety reasons. It's really nice to be able to share this with some of the families. Keep them safe, but they can still watch their gymnasts. So, Grandma's proud of you, Ella. Nice job. Looks like Maddie Hine will be up next on floor. One of our seniors, Maddie. Oh, nope, Maddie just was setting the mat. We got Brenna Schwartz up next on the floor. Maddie was helping out set the mat for Brenna. Maddie has yet to go. It's the thing about being a volunteer. They don't ever fire you. Brenna Schwartz getting ready for her, I think this is her third tumbling pass. Oops. That is Brenna Schwartz. She's from Glenwood City. All right, and now we really do have Maddie Hine out here for her floor routine. Maddie is a senior at Amory High School, as we've mentioned many times. Maddie's also a coach here at Premier Complex, helping out with our up-and-coming gymnasts. I think that wraps up the Summit team on the floor, and we're just catching the end of Lily Colombo's junior team. Lily is finishing up today. So now they will take, when the judges are finished up, and they will get the scores and tally them all up. And I will check. I'm going to check with Diane and see if we're going to do awards today, or if we're if those might just be results that are forwarded. So we just saw the end of Lily's beam routine. Lily came in a little late, and because this is our preseason test, the judges are gonna have her compete on to the floor with her floor routine. She's just warming up. So she came in a little late this morning. So that's one of the really nice things about doing this preseason, getting a chance. She's going to get to do her routine in front of a judge. Ready is Lily. Lily is ready. So spotlight is on Lily Colombo. She's going to do her floor routine. It's one of the great things about being part of this gym family. You can hear the cheers from all of her fellow gymnasts cheering her on. A little peanut with all kinds of spectators for her right now. That is our final gymnast for this morning's meet.
So
Did you say they are or aren't doing awards?
I'm not sure. She's just giving out the medals. They're not going to do lessons. Okay.
Are we still on here?
We are, but
Okay.
you want to talk about just when we just finish it up? And
Okay, so because this was our preseason test meet, the scores will be calculated, and those individual gymnast scores and such will be forwarded to their teams. The ladies are getting the medals. Normally at this point in the meet, you would have an award ceremony. There'd be a little bit of time that passes while those scores are calculated. I kind of mentioned it earlier. That's pretty fast now. It was much more cumbersome a couple of years ago even. So there'd be a little time that would pass, and then we would do an award ceremony. And similar to like you see in other things, there'd be a podium, and they'd call out scores and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of sign out for this here morning meet with the here. Oh, look, there's Brad right in front of the camera. Yep, he's off the camera now. There he is.
This one's not live.
Okay, we got Brad out of the front of the camera.
Just so people know if they're interested. So what time's the next meet start? 1:30.
Hang on to that, I'll look.
And then that's the younger
That is
gymnasts.
the younger gymnasts. And
Because we'll end this stream and then we'll start a new one. So people will want to go return to the Facebook page, share that as well. But give me a time. I had one written down, but I also thought this morning was 9.
I feel like warm-ups are at 1, and the actual competition similar would start at 1:30. We obviously won't do the senior stuff at the afternoon because our seniors were this morning. So just gonna do one more quick check here. 9 to 3.
Thank you for doing this, Tracy. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bella, you did great today.
Yeah, so I believe you're right. I believe it's going to start at 1:30.
All right, so we'll be back.
All right.
And we'll be ending this stream. Perfect.
Thanks so much.
Oops, maybe I should end with... There's our ending. Whoops. There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.